I'll talk about that in therapy, not with you people. Short story long. I thought I had asthma for so long. Turns out I'm just anemic. Baby, I need to know. You're just like, as you'll know if you're a real fan and you actually do watch my video as soon as they like come out, thank you very much, appreciate it. You will know that I was home for quite a while in Luxembourg, Europe. Basically, my flight was supposed to be Luxembourg, Montreal, my final destination. That travel definitely proved to me that Murphy's Law is real and not to be messed with. Basically, I've landed like 4 days ago and I still don't have my suitcase with all my makeup and my crystals and my tarot cards. But truly, I'm like devastated. Since I'm still jet lagged, I woke up at 6:30 without an alarm. I know, thank you. Oh my God, thanks. Starbucks. Putting this in a cup because it's cold and wet and I don't like it. And I can't go grocery shopping because A, I'm still working, and B, I'm still waiting for the company to call me and be like, hey, we found your suitcase and it's getting delivered. So basically, my flight was on the 21st of August, okay? And I did my PCR on the 19th at like 8 a.m., something like that, so that I had more than 48 hours to get the negative result back. I'm going to the airport at like 6 a.m. and I still don't have my result back. The stress starts coming up, but I'm like, girl, just chill. You've been saying angel numbers all day. Like, you're good, you're good. I was not good. My flight was supposed to leave at 8:20 and it was already like 8 a.m. Yeah, are you stressed? Because I'm still stressed. The moment she's like, ma'am, like, where's your PCR negative test? And in the meantime, I had done like a quick, I forget what they're called, antigenic test. That was negative because like I was negative. Let me board on the plane. I still had to go through security. Thankfully, Luxembourg airport is like the smallest. I think there's like 6 gates total. So I can run, you know? And so she's like, okay, whatever, your gate is yada yada. And then she's telling me that my layover was in Frankfurt, Germany. And she was telling me, oh, I can't give you like those tickets, those boarding passes, because we don't really work with Air Canada. And so you'll have to get those tickets there. And I'm like, you know what? I had a 2 hours layover time, which is plenty for an international flight. So I get on the plane from Luxembourg to Frankfurt, which was like a less than an hour flight, except that we were late an hour and a half. So fine, especially international flights, they don't really leave without you as opposed to like smaller flights, at least in my experience, that are like, sorry bro, but sucks to be you. Cheers, see you next time. Yeah, I'm not gonna reimburse you. I do enjoy airports. I like the vibes, you know, if you know, you know. I have never seen in my entire life so many people. The stress is like coming up a little bit yet again because I'm like, dang, like I still have to get my boarding pass. I'll probably have to do a whole recheck-in and all of that. I was like, you know what? You don't have a choice anyway because you can't board on the plane without the boarding pass, so whatever. I go to the counter. I don't know if any of you have seen The Purge, like the shows. I haven't watched the movies, but like the shows. It was exactly like that. I'm smiling because I really didn't think it was actually possible for humans to behave that way. I guess I was wrong. But basically everyone was like screaming, tripping over each other and just being like, that's right. I don't even know, I wasn't listening. I was just trying to find a counter with someone that was hopefully available so that I could get some help because my plane was leaving in like 30 minutes. I finally get someone to like check me in. And so she looks at me and you know, I've worked in customer service, so I know that look. And she's just like, how do I tell her with her eyes? And I'm like, what's happening, bestie? You're putting me in business class, right? Right. Turns out, she says, I'm so sorry, but there's no room on the plane. And so I asked her to like to say that again because I wasn't sure. There was honestly so much noise, and with the masks and everything, I really honestly A, did not want to believe it, but also B, didn't quite fully hear what she said. So I was like, I'm so sorry, do you mind repeating? And she was like, there's no like the plane is full, there's no spot for you. And I'm telling her, how is there no spot for me since I booked a ticket? And like, what? Like, who did you give the seat to? You know, who booked last minute? Like, why did you overbook? So many questions. So I start to sweat a lot. I'm like, okay, well, what's the solution? If I miss this flight, then I miss my like final flight and nothing works out, you know? And she's like, okay, I'm gonna move a frequent flyer passenger or whatever. I'm like, okay, sure, just do your thing. As long as I'm on that plane, thank you, I appreciate you. Like, I don't get it. Does anybody know how that is possibly physically doable? Because it's like, you book a ticket, you paid the money for it, so you're like, even if you don't actually check in, because I wasn't checked in until I came to Frankfurt, the seat is still not up for grasp. So, short story long, she books my ticket, she like basically checks me in, I have a seat, whatever. I go on the plane, I'm sitting in the plane, I'm sitting in my seat. There's a man in my seat. You thought it was over. Hi, I'm so sorry, like, is this 21C? And he's like, yeah, I know, they moved me. You don't have to be rude. I'm
about to beat this bitch up.
And I was like, I'm just asking because I was really tired. I woke up like 5 a.m. and distressed and I was on my period. We love traveling on your period, don't we? Yes, great. I'm just like, I'm not even trying to be mean or rude because there's a high possibility that I misread the number or letter. So I'm genuinely asking. And so I move over so that he can like exit, whatever. And then all is good. It was not a bad flight. What did I watch? Wonder Woman in 1984, which was honestly not good in my opinion. But I've also watched A Quiet Place, the second part. I loved the first part so much. I was so excited to see the second one. Turns out I low-key don't even know which one was better. You know what? No, they were different. Anyways, if you know me, you know I hate horror movies. It's not my cup of tea at all. I will have nightmares for centuries. I wish I was joking. Low-key, I've watched the first one for John and Emily. I can't lie. I thought the first one, like the acting was phenomenal. It made me cry. It gave me goosebumps. Just thinking about it was like, it was honestly, I don't want to say a magical movie, but it was very powerful. So I highly recommend. Second part, I was not disappointed. Plus, well, I can't tell you that. Okay, that's a spoiler. Basically, in the second part, there's Cillian Murphy, which plays in Peaky Blinders. And I did not know, like I knew the second part was out, but I did not know he was in the movie. If you have ever taken a plane from like internationally to Canada, you know that you have to pick up your bags, like your checked-in bags for customs so that you can like get rechecked in yet again because you're entering another territory and they have to like double check everything. I come out and then this airport staff looks at my boarding pass and tells me, oh, you have the baggage sticker, so you don't have to pick up your baggage. Go on the other line. And I was like, are you sure? Because I'm an international student. I'm here on a study permit. I don't think me not picking up my luggage makes sense. Like, did you change the rules? And she was like, yeah. But I'm sure if any of you have been going to like the Montreal airport, you know that the line for customs was like a 4 hours wait. Okay, 4 hours. I'm not kidding. And that was for people that Montreal was like their final destinations. So if you had connecting flights, well, good luck to you. Basically, it's only one line, no matter if you're like, if Montreal is your final destination or if you have connecting flights. So I tried to get a staff, but of course, there's no staff. So I wait, I see the time. My flight was at 1:05 and it was 12:45, something like that. There's no way I make my flight if I'm still in that lane, right? It makes no sense because customs, then you get asked questions by like the agent at the counter and then you have to pick up your luggage, which I didn't have to do, okay? Then a staff comes down the line and is like, does anybody have any connecting flights to like still Canada? Like, I forget what they're called. Whatever, not international. I run like I've never run before. And you do the little boop, boop, boop. I'm next in line. I'm like, it's 12:55. I've definitely missed my flight because like gates close 15 minutes prior, right? Well, usually. And I'm like, I don't care. I know there are still a lot of flights that day. And then this is where you see the luggage stuff, like the luggage areas. And I quickly check, like from Frankfurt, I remember, it was the mat number 2. I saw it. I quickly glanced. I was like, nah, you know what? I don't have time. And B, I asked another person on the way, and they both promised me that I did not have to pick up my luggage in Montreal. And so I run, I give my declaration, blah, 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 I'm running, and then Montreal, you still have to like check in, go through security. This is my little like racism rant. I got stopped yet again at security for drug testing. If you rolled your eyes, please unsubscribe, block me, do whatever the frick you want, just get away from me, because it happens 10 out of 10 times. Every time, whether my hair is in a bun, whether my hair is just like on my shoulders, whether I'm dressed nice, whether I'm dressed like a homeless person, doesn't matter. I posted it on my Insta story, but I feel like this is YouTube worthy. So I go in, they scan your boarding pass, and then the lady, two people, white people, are in front of me, right? And they pass, no issue. Remember, I have my flights technically 10 minutes ago, okay? So I'm a little sweaty. She's like,
man, sorry, Brendan, can you come here a second?
I'm just like, okay, just don't say anything. Take out the computer, put your passport and your phone on the side, and then just open your bag, because that's the procedure. She stops, she's like,
haha, you know the procedure, that's so funny.
I looked at her. I was like, yeah, I always get checked, I wonder why. And she was just like,
Haha.
taking her time talking to me, so where are you going? Da-da-da. I was like, I don't have time, my flight was like 10 minutes ago, can you hurry up? Because I'm really losing my, And she's just like,
I feel like you're a little tense, you have something to hide.
I cool myself, because in my head I'm like, she still hasn't cleared me for the drug test, so I can't be rude, because then security. I don't remember exactly what I told her, but it was something along the lines of like, I'm just a little upset when people, stop me from my skin color, when like two people ahead of me, not of my skin color, did not get stopped, especially because I'm like late for my flight. She stops yet again from like the little plastic thing she was doing. She's just like,
Oh, I see what you mean, but like, I'm not Canadian.
I think she saw my face that I was just like, in French, I like to say, c'est quoi le rapport avec la choucroute? Which means basically, what does that have to do with anything? Because it has no link. Like, what? At this point, I'm completely not even looking at her, ignoring her, and she's like,
have a safe flight, whatever.
As soon as she clears me, I put all my stuff and I'm like, you're part of the fucking problem. And then I kind of run to security, because again, I was missing my flight. I put all my, the same laptop, phone in a different bin, and then another one. Basically, I had a Starbucks thermos that was empty, because usually I like put water in it while I'm in the airport. The security staff lady, I don't know what you call them, she was just like, water, oh, water, oh. And I'm not gonna lie, I decided to be a little, I just did not want to give in and make efforts. I acknowledge that, okay? I knew she was talking to me. I know she was asking if there was any water in my thermos, but I said, nope, not talking to anyone, bye. And she's like, ma'am. And I'm like, what? Do you have any water? No, take it, it's empty. And she's like, what's your tone? I'm like, watch your mouth. I'm still so mad, because it's like, you can see, plus the lid was open, okay? So use the little brain cells that you have to know that there's no water in them. I know my gate, I'm running to my gate, and then that's when something really weird happened in my head. I was 100% sure that my flight was leaving at 12:55, because that's what was on the boarding pass. What I forgot was that this is the boarding time, so the flight was actually 1:05. So I look at the screen, like with all the flights, and I see, 1:05 has been delayed until 2:05. And I'm like, great, I can take the flight of 2:05. And then I go to customer service and I'm like, hey, my flight of 12:55 I missed it because of customs. Is there any like monetary thing that you can do? And she was like, your flight has been delayed for an hour. I can't explain to you what happened in my head, because to this day, I still don't know what happened. And so she's like, yeah, it's boarding right now, but like you need to run. And I'm like, call the gate, I will run. Oh my God, I think Usain Bolt, I think I could beat him. Obviously, it's a joke. I can't beat him. But I did run for like 2 minutes straight, which is my record of all time because I thought I had asthma for so long. Turns out I'm just anemic. Thought I was in a movie. I'm on the gate like right on time. I think I was like 5 minutes ahead. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm sweating everything I have. I was definitely dehydrated by the time. I board, everything's working out. I had no one next to me. It was all great. It was wonderful. We had a bit of a delay, but it was my last flight, so I honestly didn't care because I was still in the plane, right? So I land in my final destination and I wait for my luggage. I waited for like 45 minutes. And then I see that like the Montreal sign just disappears and then it's like Vancouver. So that means that all the bags from Montreal are gone and like it's over. The stress comes back up again like a flower blossoming into the airport or something. And so I go to the baggage service carrier people. This is like my luggage tag. It's still not here. What, did it get lost? Did I miss it? Did someone else take it? Like, what's going on? The man says, oh. And I will never forget those words. Did you take your luggage in Montreal? I don't like crying in public. It's like a phobia of mine. I started bawling in a way, you know that crying session where you just cannot stop. You cannot breathe. You're just like, you're like basically choking with your own tears. That's what happened. It was super embarrassing, but I'll talk about that in therapy, not with you people. I even glanced, which now, knowing everything that I know, which I couldn't have done in the past, I wish I did stop, pick it up because I had plenty of time to like recheck my luggage, but what's done is done. Like I can't make it magically appear. I'm still obviously like bawling my eyes out, really just done with life, you know? And he was like, you've done nothing wrong, like whatever. He was trying to comfort me. I'm like, you're not helping. I know I've done nothing wrong, okay? Except like screaming at some stuff. So that was Saturday. And he was like, okay, if you don't hear something by Sunday, tomorrow, call this number, like the delayed baggages for Air Canada customer service. They'll deliver it to your house free of charge. I'm really hopeful because I'm like, it sucks, but also it's only in Montreal. It'll be delivered tomorrow. I don't have anything like really vital in my suitcase. So basically all that's in my suitcase is like clothes, crystals, tarot cards, gifts. Like it's not the end of the world, but also I have all my favorite makeup collection. That really freaking sucks a lot, but hey, we'll see. And so basically today we're Tuesday. I've called them around like 20 times and the baggage landed in the final destination, but they're waiting for confirmation. And I'm like, if you know it landed, what confirmation are you waiting for? I will update you. Probably see an Instagram post about when I get my suitcase, hopefully. I just wanted to say, Murphy's Law, is it real? Or am I just really negative? So basically, for those of you that don't know, Murphy's Law is the fact that whatever could go wrong will go wrong. I literally have never had such a worse experience traveling. At least the plane didn't crash. It was just like a roller coaster of like, I'm in trouble. Oh, okay, I'm good. I'm in trouble. Okay, I'm good. And it was just like never ending. That was my little story time. For anyone wondering, my Starbucks order is a caramel frap, no whip, soy milk. If this sounds entitled and braggy, it's because it is. I am sorry, this is really an inconvenience for me. Let me know, like, the only question I have from this vlog, well, first of all, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being like my emotional outlet. But also, is Murphy's Law real? Was I just like negative? Did I attract bad vibes? I need to know. Baby, I need to know. I've tried to research like Murphy's Law, but no one seems to really agree whether it's a real concept or just a philosophical concept or a bias that's like, oh, if you know about Murphy's Law, then of course things are gonna go bad and go wrong and stuff. Since this was, I mean, from my perspective, it all was outside of my control. So is it truly Murphy's Law, or was I just like negative and it was coincidences? But William said
there is no such thing as a coincidence.
So I do hope you enjoyed this little story time. I'm not gonna lie, I do have a lot of ideas for the next videos, but I'm not sure what you would actually prefer to see. So let me know your feedback. Even just like send me a DM. You don't have to comment under the video. Just Let me know what you would actually like to see. Remember to empty your email boxes because that pollution is not cute, says the woman who took 3 planes. At least I empty my email boxes, so I'm still doing my part, okay? Bye.